Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video and thank you for coming back to your practice. I'm Aina and in this video we will do a bit stronger practice. We might need 2 blocks, so just keep the blocks handy just in case. And we're gonna start with tabletop hands and knees. And let's set up the foundations first. So your wrists are right under your shoulders and your knees are right below your hips. Spread your fingers wide and press the knuckles down. And see if you can roll that triceps or the outer upper arms back so that your neck is long and free. And can you kick your shins down and press the tops of your feet down into the earth? And can you press the pinky side of your feet all the way down to the earth and hug the outer ankles in? And this is your foundation. Cat and cow, inhale. Look up, open your chest, and exhale, dome your back, round your spine. And again, inhale, lengthen the chest and the top sternum forward and even up. And exhale, dome into your back. Again, inhale, open your heart. And exhale, access to the abdominal muscles and draw into the spine. Inhale, back bend as you're supporting through the sides. And exhale, lift the side waist all the way up to the sky. Inhale. And slowly exhale. A few more rounds on your own at your pace. And the difference is now you don't have that little person living inside. So you start to access the abdominal muscles. And as you inhale, keep that support. And as you exhale, draw your navel in toward the spine. And when you are done, by the end of next exhale, inhale, come back to the center, neutral spine. And exhale, bring your big toes together and separate your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Take your hips back and down, child's pose. Reach your arms forward and straighten your elbows. And now come onto your fingertips and start to wake up all sides of the torso. On the inhale, start to reach from the pubic bone to the navel, from the navel up toward the sternum, from the sternum through the cervical spine. And on the exhale, send your hips back and down. Really ground all the way down into the earth. And inhale from the sides of the body toward the pinky side of your hands, from the inseams of your arms toward the thumbs. And as you exhale, just rest your forehead down and send your sitting bones, your hips all the way down. And from the tailbone to that sacral spine, and from the lumbar curve to thoracic, and all the way to the beautiful valley of the neck. And just coil and lengthen the spine. Breathe in to expand. And breathe out so that gently grounding. And now press your palms down. And really spread your fingers wide. Press the knuckles all the way down into the earth. Arms straight. And can you roll that triceps toward the earth to create that external rotation of your arms? And as you do that, can you press the knuckles of your index fingers and your thumbs down into the earth? Arms firm, arms strong. Now rise onto hands and knees again. And curl your toes under. And separate your feet about hip width apart. And start to lift your knees up. Just start to lift the knees off the ground. And really draw your pelvis up and back. Still keep your knees bent. And take the pelvis as far back as you can and press the hips further back. From your wrists to your elbows, and from your elbows to your shoulders, from your shoulders to your hips, all the way up and back. One longer breath. Inhale. On your exhale, move the belly towards your spine ever so slightly. And last inhale. And with an exhale, bend your knees and take your knees back down. Bring your big toes together and take child's pose. The postpartum journey is a journey of integration into a holy landscape. And more that, we could look at this body as a fresh new canvas. Sometimes mentally there is ease with that. There's great sense of discovery and acquaintance with who you are now as a mother. So that very, very deep sense of presence and exploration. Now rise back onto your hands and knees, tabletop. And look between your knees. You're going to take little circles. It's like you have a little pen dangling right between your legs. And you are going to draw circles with that pen. So you look down and take it back. Take it towards the right of your right knee. And take it towards the center, around towards the left knee. So little slow circles drawing over left, back, and right. And letting the breath create the movement here. And start to waken those muscles. And just move with that breath. And reverse it. And take it into the opposite direction. Find mobility. The muscles of the pelvic floor and the muscles of the spine. And when you are done, and come back to the place of neutral. And again, tuck your toes under and press the palms and the knuckles all the way down into the earth. Spread your fingers wide, arms strong, and start to lift your hips all the way up and back. And come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. And use your exhale to really draw the roots of your thigh bones all the way up and back. And with each inhalation, create space in your spine by pressing the palms down, by pressing your thigh bones up and back. And with each exhalation, can you hug the outer thighs in toward the midline? You draw your heels toward the floor. Even your heels can't touch the floor. It doesn't matter. Every body is different. So just focus on your practice. And now bring your attention back to your arms. Can you roll your triceps toward your ears again to create that extra rotation of the arms? And as you do that, press the inner hands down so the knuckles of your index fingers and your thumbs are grounding, anchoring all the way down to the mat. Take one more deep inhale. And with your exhale, bend your knees and start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. With a slight bend of your knees, hold your elbows. If you have any tenderness in your lower back, any tension, any pressure, maybe take a squat. And if you're in this pose, Uttanasana, that slight bend of the knees will take the pressure out of your lower back. Bring your attention to your feet. There are 4 corners of each foot. The ball of the big toe, the ball of the pinky toe, inner heel and outer heel. And just notice how are you spreading your weight through the four corners of each foot. And just notice. And can you distribute your weight evenly through those four corners? A little bit lifting action of your pelvic floor by hugging the outer hips, outer thighs toward the midline, and by drawing the pubic bone and the tailbone toward one another. Bring your hands to your hips, and with an inhale, start to draw yourself up with long spine, all the way up. And exhale. And walk to the top of the mat, Tadasana. And just take a moment to stand in Tadasana. Bring attention to your feet, again, four corners of each foot. And can you spread your weight evenly through those four corners? Now bring attention to your thighs. Draw the tops of your thigh bones back just a tiny bit. And as you do so, can you lengthen your tailbone down toward the earth? And those who have hyperextension of the knees, maybe press the backs of your knees forward toward the front of your knees and really draw your kneecaps all the way up toward the root of your thighs. Attention to your shoulders. Slightly roll your shoulder heads back and release the shoulder blades down on the back. And widen your collarbones. Lift the top of your chest, that top sternum up toward the ceiling. As you hug the bottom ribs in to reduce that overarching your lumbar spine, to bring your spine back to neutral. So as you press down through your feet, create that rebounding force through your legs, through your spine, through your neck, through the crown of your head, all the way up to the sky. Utthita in Tadasana with an inhale. Roll your arms out. Roll the eyes of the elbows and your palms out. Inhale. Circle your arms all the way up to the sky. And pause. Find that Tadasana in your body. Lift four sides, all sides of your torso, all the way up toward your fingers and your arms. Roll your triceps toward your ears and really reach your fingertips through your arms all the way up to the sky. So reach, reach, and reach. And as you reach your arms up, just notice what's happening with your front ribs. Are they popping out? Are you overarching your lower back again? And can you hug your ribs in toward the midline and really draw the bottom ribs toward the frontal hip bones? And last inhale. And with the exhale, lower the arms down by your side. Tadasana. Think about the bottle opener. As you lower the arms down, pull that cork out. When you think of opening a bottle of wine, as soon as you start to push the arms down, the pelvic floor starts to pull that cork out. And as you push the arms down, there is a lifting. Let's do it together. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up to the sky and let yourself full with the air. And then press down. Exhale, almost like you are getting a little bit taller. Press down through four corners of the feet. With length, rise up. Inhale, open your arms wide. Reach your arms overhead. Stay nice and tall as you lower the arms down through the center of your spine. One more. Inhale. Circle your arms up. Reach up. Press down through your feet. And exhale. Arms down. Lift your pelvic floor up through the center of your spine, all the way up. And Tadasana. Let's flow. With an inhale, arms up, reach up, maybe look up. And with the exhale, fold, hinging from the hip sockets, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Create a little bit back bend in your upper back. And exhale, fold again, Uttanasana. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rising up, circle your arms all the way up to the sky. Reach up. And exhale as you lift the pelvic floor up. Come back to Tadasana. And 2 more. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen Ardha Uttanasana halfway. And exhale, fold again, Uttanasana. Press down through your feet. Inhale, come up. And exhale, arms down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Press down to lift up. Inhale, root your feet all the way down. Reach your arms up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, bend your knees, plant your hand to the floor and step your left foot back. Hands on each side of the foot. It's not easy for all of us in the beginning after delivery. And if it doesn't feel good, especially because a lot of time your breasts are full of milk. So if it's the case and you can't just reach the ground, maybe put your hands on 2 blocks. Or bring your hands and both of your hands to the inside. Pull your front thigh bone back into the hip sockets as you hug the outer thighs in. So a conversation of listening and speaking mindfully to your body with patience, with trust. And with that conversation, you will get so much more responsiveness from your entire body, and it's all ready to heal. Climb your hands up to the front thigh and press yourself from that thigh, away from that thigh, and really lift the frontal hip bones away toward the bottom ribs and create a little bit bending in your back knee. Hands to your hips. And really work to get your pelvis back to neutral by drawing your front thigh bone back into the hip sockets and hug the outer thighs in toward the midline. With an inhale, reach your arms up, reach up through the sides of the body. And exhale, roll your triceps toward your ears. Again, this is the external rotation of the arms. Reach up. And slowly lower your hands back down to the floor. Inhale. And exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, pause. And exhale, lower the knees down to the floor for a few breaths here. A little work with your shoulder blades. And you're going to let yourself sink in and protract. Push the upper back up. Inhale, retract, sink in. And exhale, protract. Inhale, retract. Move your shoulder blades together and exhale, protract. The inner edges of your shoulder blades are moving away from one another. So inhale, you create valley between your shoulder blades and exhale away from one another. Keep your arms straight and all of your attention to your shoulders. And when you are down by the end of next exhale, inhale, come back to the center. And exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just 5 breaths. Inhale. And exhale, press the roots of your thighs all the way up and back. Inhale, push the floor away, create space in your spine. And exhale, circle your arms externally. Roll that triceps toward your ears. Inhale. And exhale, spread your fingers wide. Press the knuckles down. And last inhale. And exhale, bend your knees and step your right foot up between your hands. Inhale here. Exhale, step up your left foot, feet together. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana to lengthen the front of your spine. And exhale, Uttanasana, fold from your hip sockets. Press down through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Circle your arms to the sky. Reach up, maybe look up. And exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Side B, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, bend your knees and step your right foot back. Hands down on each sides of the foot, or bring your hands to the inside, with or without the blocks. Pull that front thigh bone back into the hip sockets. Hug the outer thighs in toward the midline. And clamp your hands up to your front thigh. And come up. Keep your front leg bent. And see if you can lift the frontal hip bones toward the bottom ribs and really send your tailbone down toward the floor. Bend your back knee a tiny bit. Hands to your hips. And take your pelvis back to neutral by sucking that front thigh bone back into the hip socket. And by hugging the outer thighs in toward the midline. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, pause. Roll your triceps toward your ears and pull the biceps back. And as you reach your arms up, again hug your bottom ribs in toward the midline. And send your tailbone down. Last inhale. And exhale, hands down to the floor. Step back to plank. Inhale, pause. And exhale, lower the knees down to the floor. Inhale. And slowly exhale. A few push-ups with your knees on the ground. Lengthen your spine by drawing the top of your chest forward as you send your tailbone and your pubic bone back toward the backs of your knees. So you're creating a clear line from your knees, through your thighs, through your torso, through your neck, to the crown of your head. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. A few more rounds on your own at your pace. Inhale, up and exhale, down. So in Chaturanga, keep your chest open. And keep your collarbones wide, and your torso is like in Tadasana, mountain pose. And keep lifting the sides of your waist up, and draw your navel to the spine. And when you're done, inhale, come up, and with the exhale, bend your elbows and slowly lower all the way down to the floor, and lie down on your belly. Send your toes back, legs straight. Inhale, baby cobra, by pressing the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into the chest to coil the upper back up. And as you exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Again, inhale, come up. Send your tailbone back to create space in your lower back. And exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. And last one, inhale, up. And exhale, down. And inhale, come onto tabletop. And exhale, tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a deep inhale here. And slowly exhale. Bend your knees, look forward, and step your right foot up between your hands. Inhale. And exhale, step your left foot up. Feet together. Inhale to lengthen, Ardha. And exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Press down. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Come to the top of the mat. With an inhale, arms up, reach up, maybe look up. And exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana to create back bend in your upper back. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands to the floor, step back to plank. Inhale, pause in plank. And exhale, it's your choice. Either lower the knees down to the floor or keep your legs straight, bend your elbows, and slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, your back bend. If you're ready, upward facing dog or just baby cobra. And exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Press down through your hands. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale. And slowly exhale. And with an inhale, leading with the inseam of your right leg, lift your right leg up. And with an exhale, step through. Spin the back heel down to the floor. For today's practice, I would like to invite you to make the inner heels in line, heel to heel alignment. With an inhale, open up to warrior two. And exhale, pause. Now bring attention to your front leg. Can you roll the inner thigh to the outer thigh to create that external rotation of that front leg? And as you do that, press the back thigh bone back into the hamstrings. Really ground your front heel down into the earth. And press the outer edge of your back foot down to the floor. Inhale. And exhale. And now, draw your feet, 2 feet, toward one another and create that scissoring action so that you create that gentle lift of your pelvic floor. Inhale. And exhale. With an inhale, press down to your front foot and straighten your front leg. Inhale, reverse. Stretch your right arm up and back. And exhale, circle your arms and take your right hand to the floor, to your shin, to your ankle, or to a block. I'd like to use a block. Trikonasana. And again, that external rotation of the front leg by rolling the inner thigh to the outer thigh as you press the back thigh back into the hamstring. And this time, instead of pressing the front heel down, press the balls of your front foot into the earth. So the front part of your foot is pressing down. And bring attention to your right shoulder blade and really press that right shoulder blade into the chest to turn the chest to the sky just a tiny bit more. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. And attention to your pelvic floor again. And can you, in this pose, lift your pelvic floor up? Last inhale. And exhale, bring your gaze down to the floor, press down through your feet. Inhale, come up with straight legs. And exhale, bend your front leg, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, circle your arms, take your hands to the floor, step back to plank. And it's your choice, with or without a vinyasa. And we'll take downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Second side, inhale, leading with the inseam of your left leg, lift your left leg up, and exhale, step through. Again, inner heels in line, heel to heel alignment. Inhale, open up and come up to warrior two, and exhale, pause in warrior two. Inhale, stretch your arms wide, and exhale, slide your shoulder blades down on the back. Front thigh. Again, roll that inner thigh to the outer thigh to create the external rotation of that leg as you press your right thigh bone back into the hamstring. Press down through your front heel and press the outer edge of your back foot down to the floor. Can you draw your feet toward one another and create that lift in your pelvic floor? Last inhale. And exhale. Inhale, straighten your front leg. And exhale, pause. Inhale, reverse, stretch your left arm up and back. And exhale, circle your arms, take your left hand to the floor, to the ankle, to your shin, or to a block. And pause, Trikonasana. Inhale, right arm up. And again, exhale, press the left shoulder blade into the chest to turn that chest up a little bit more. Roll the inner thigh to the outer thigh, the front leg. Press the back thigh bone back into the hamstring. Last inhale. And exhale, anchor your feet all the way down into the earth. Inhale, come up with straight legs. And exhale, Virabhadrasana 2, bend your front leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back to plank. Again, it's your choice, with or without vinyasa. Take downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, bend your knees, look forward and walk to the top of the mat. Inhale to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Now bend your knees a lot. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale, stand up, Tadasana. And now grab your block and put the block between your inner thighs. And really hug the block and squeeze the block with your inner thighs. Tadasana. Bend your knees a lot. Shift your weight into your heels. Inhale, arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. And exhale in this pose. And for today's Utkatasana, we'll just focus on your legs, your pelvic floor. So really draw your pubic bone back toward your tailbone and draw your tailbone toward your pubic bone. And really hug the outer thighs in to squeeze those blocks so that you could waken your pelvic floor and lift your pelvic floor up. Remember the bottle opener thing? And we did that in the beginning of the class. Create that lift in your pelvic floor and really pull that cork out. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale, leg straight and fold. And remove that block. Inhale to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Press down through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach up, maybe look up. And exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, step back to plank. Lower the knees down to the floor. Inhale, half plank. And with an exhale, lower your elbows down to the floor and pause. Your forearms are parallel and press your palms all the way down into the earth. Your elbows are about shoulder width apart. Again, spread your fingers wide and press the knuckles down. Again, you are making a clear line from your knees, through your thigh, through your torso, through your neck, and through the crown of your head. And this is your choice. Either just stay here and work on your core, or leg straight, forearm plank. Inhale. And exhale, draw the navel to the spine. And with each inhalation, take the top sternum forward as you press your heels back to create that length in your front body. And with each exhalation, maybe lift your sideways up toward the sky just a tiny bit more. Send your tailbone back toward your heels and really roll your triceps back. Again, this is the external rotation of the arms. Send your shoulder blades down on the back and really use your elbows, forearms, and your palms pressing down to lift yourself up. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale, lower your legs, your hips down to the floor. And take a sphinx. And use your forearms, your palms, and your elbows to press the floor away. And lift your chest, coil the chest up by pressing the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into the chest to lift that chest up. And as you do that, as you create that back bend in your upper back, can you send your tailbone back toward your heels so that you create more space in your lumbar spine, your lower back. Spin the inner thighs up ever so slightly and really hug your outer hips, your outer thighs, outer ankles in toward the midline. Again, send the tailbone back, press the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into the chest, create more space in your lumbar spine. Last inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. And turn your head to either side. And if you like, maybe straighten your arms by your side or make a pillow with your hands. And this is your choice, your practice. Just relax for a moment. And turn your head to the other side. And just listen to the subtle sound of your breath. And with each inhalation, feel the back body rises up, and exhale everything, ground and melt down toward the earth. Interlace your fingers behind your back, forehead on the floor. Press the feet down. Separate your feet about hip width apart and press your feet down. Inhale, keep your legs and your feet on the floor and lift your chest, lift your forehead off the floor. Now baby cobra and pause. And really maybe use your thumbs to slide your tailbone and your sacrum toward the back of the room. As you press the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into the chest to create the back bend in your upper back. Spin your inner thighs up, hug the outer thighs in. Inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. And turn your head to either side and just relax for a few breaths. Turn your forehead to the floor. And again, interlace the fingers behind your back and use your thumbs to really draw your tailbone and your sacrum back toward your heels. And this time, keep your forehead on the floor and leading with the inseams of your legs, lift your legs, your feet off the mat and pause. Keep rolling the inner thighs up. Keep hugging the outer thighs in and really lengthen your tailbone and your sacrum back toward your heels. And pause with an inhale. Slowly lift your chest, your forehead all the way up and come into Shalabhasana variation. Roll your shoulder heads back, slide your shoulder blades down on the back, and press the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into the chest to lift top sternum up and tailbone send back toward your heels to create space in your lower back. Last inhale. And slowly exhale all the way down to the floor. And turn your head to the other side and just relax, release your hands. Either keep your arms straight by your side or make pillow with your hands. And just relax. And now bring your forehead to the floor, bend your elbows and press your hands by your bottom ribs. Keep your knees down to the floor. Inhale, push up to tabletop. And with an exhale, tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, create space in your spine by pressing the tops of your thigh bones all the way up and back. By reach the crown of your head to somewhere between your hands. And slowly exhale. Ground your feet into the earth. Last inhale. And exhale, bend your knees, look forward and walk your feet forward toward your hands. Bend your knees, sit down on the mat and lie down on your back. And bend your knees, feet on the mat. And track your heels with your sitting bones, so separate your feet about hip width apart, feet parallel. Press your palms down, your arms down by your side, and tuck one shoulder beneath you and tuck the other shoulder beneath you. With an inhale, lift your hips up, dynamic bridge, and exhale, lower the hips down to the floor. Inhale by pressing down to lift the hips up, and exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the floor. A few more rounds on your own at your pace. So with each inhalation by pressing down to lift up, but as you lift up in bridge, can you roll the inner thighs down and hug the outer thighs in and lengthen the tailbone toward the backs of your knees. And this is the bridge. And as you exhale, slowly lower all the way down, vertebra by vertebra. And last one together. Inhale, come up, bridge. And exhale, lower all the way down. And press down through your arms, through your feet. Inhale, slowly come up. And exhale, pause in bridge. Attention to your feet, 4 corners of each foot rooting down into the earth. And create that rebounding force all the way up and lift your hips up. Roll the inner thighs down and hug the outer thighs in. Lengthen the tailbone toward the backs of your knees so that you create more space in your lower back again. And really lift your chest up toward the ceiling. Last inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down. Keep your knees bent. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Extend your arms wide. Make a T shape. And exhale, pause. Inhale, bring your knees up. And exhale, come into an easy twist. Take your knees to the right and pause. Inhale, through the top of your chest, through your left collarbone to your left shoulder, and exhale, just release. Relax your left shoulder down to the floor. With each inhalation, feel that length in your spine. And with each exhalation, and just melt and ground all the way down into the earth. And press down through your arms. Inhale, bring your knees up, come back to the center. And exhale, bring your knees to the left, second side. Inhale, through the top sternum, through your right collarbone to your right shoulder. And exhale, just release, just drop your right shoulder down toward the floor. Again, inhale, create length and space. And exhale, ground and melt. And last inhale. And slowly exhale. Press down through your arms. Inhale, bring your knees up. And with an exhale, hug both knees into the chest. If you like, rock and roll side to side to soften your lower back muscles. And roll yourself all the way up and come onto seated position, legs straight, Dandasana. Bend your knees, right knee over your left knee. And take Gomukhasana legs. Inhale, extend your arms out. And exhale, cross your arms left over your right. Bring your palms together, or maybe not. And if this is really hard for you, for your shoulders, just take your hands to your shoulders. Inhale. Reach your fingertips, reach your forearms up toward the sky. And exhale, just drop your shoulders down toward the floor a tiny bit. And just feel the inner edges of your shoulder blades are moving away from one another. And just feel that stretch in your upper back. And when you're breastfeeding and holding your baby, you really need that stretch. Isn't that feel great? Inhale, last inhale. And exhale, release, unwind and change side. Cross your legs left over the right. Inhale, arms wide. And exhale, cross your arms right over left. Bring your palms together, or maybe not, or bring your hands to your shoulders. Inhale, lift your forearms up, send your shoulder blades down, and exhale. Just enjoy this moment. With each inhalation, maybe reach your fingertips, your arms up just a tiny bit more. And with each exhalation, just feel the inner edges of your shoulder blades are moving away from one another. Feel that stretch in your upper back. And last inhale. And exhale, unwind. Extend your legs straight. Come into Dandasana. And if Dandasana, this pose is a really hard pose for you, and just use the blocks. Sit on one block or two blocks to get that lift. Either feet together or feet about hip-width apart. Legs straight. Press your feet, flex your feet, and pull the pinky side of your feet toward the outer hips. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold. Paschimottanasana, fold forward. And with each inhalation, and feel the front body moving forward, the top of your chest sliding, guiding forward. And with each exhalation, slide your shoulder blades, your back body back. Maybe think about continental shift. So the front body is one continent and the back body is another continent. So the front body, the front continent is shifting forward, and the back body, the back continent is shifting back. Again, pull the pinky side of your feet toward the outer hips and press the inner feet forward. And just feel that grounding feeling through the back of your legs, grounding down into the earth. Shoulders away from your ears. And now press down through your legs. Inhale, come up. And exhale. And if you are sitting on the blocks, move the blocks off your mat. And everyone, lie down on your back. Take a thread and needle, bend your knees, feet on the mat. Take a cross and take your right ankle on top of your left thigh, left knee. Inhale, left knee up toward the chest and interlace the fingers behind your left hamstring. And exhale, just relax. Flex your right foot and draw the right knee away from your right shoulder. Press it away. And just feel that stretch around your outer hips, your outer thighs. And second side, release and unwind. Both feet on the floor. Bend your knees. Second side, left ankle on top of your right knee. Inhale. Bring that right knee toward the chest. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind your right hamstring and flex your left foot. Press the left knee away from your left shoulder and feel that stretch. And really enjoy this moment. And last inhale. And slowly exhale, unwind. Bring your feet to the mat. Hug your knees toward your shoulders. And slightly rock and roll side to side. Take a happy baby if you like. Grab the outer edges of your feet, open your knees wide. And come into the final pose, Shavasana. Bring your feet back down to the floor and slide your feet toward the top of the mat until the legs are straight. Separate the feet about hip-width apart or even a little bit wider. And spend some time to adjust your body and make your body really comfortable. Maybe roll one shoulder beneath you and roll the other shoulder beneath you. So the arms are rolling out and your palms are facing the sky. And just close your eyes. Take a moment to enjoy this pose. And spend some time just nurturing and mothering the mother yourself. And for some of you, after delivery, you might have some tension in the lower back. And if you don't feel comfortable with your legs straight, just bend your knees. And just let your knees knock into one another. Bend your knees. And close your eyes. And stay in the final pose Shavasana as much as you like, as long as possible. And just to enjoy this moment.